Hi everyone, my name is JC of The Mindful Awakening, and welcome to another Mindful Monday, where we will take a look at the general energy surrounding the collective for the week of September the 13th to the 19th. Please keep in mind that not all messages will resonate since time is fluid, so if it doesn't resonate right at this moment, check back later on in the week. We are going to be using the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot for our general messages, clarifying using the Light Seers Tarot, pulling some advice using the Keepers of the Light Oracle, and doing a short reading using the Warrior of the Light. All right, let's see what's in store for the general collective for September the 13th to the 19th. Show us what we need to see for the general collective. What messages are in store for the general collective for September the 13th to the 19th. All right. So at the beginning of the week, we're starting off with the Death card in reverse. There is some sort of transformation, an ending, and a new beginning that hasn't completely happened for us just yet. I think we're still in that limbo phase where we know that certain things are slowly starting to fall away, and we're still in the process of having certain conversations, of accepting certain things that are falling away from our lives, of slowly accepting our new reality as a collective. Following the Death card, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. Some of us are having a hard time processing our emotions. I think we're just all feeling so much, and it's so easy to become overwhelmed with what we are personally going through. For some of us, we could be dealing with a water sign, a Cancer, a Pisces, a Scorpio. For others of us, this is our energy, and we're just feeling very emotional because of the things that are slowly changing and leaving our lives. I think there's a bit of overwhelm that's happening here, and almost like an inability to figure out what to do next in our situation. That's followed by the 10 of Wands upright. We're struggling to figure out how we can continue to do what we have normalized doing. Some of us are very burdened by our situation. We're holding on to a lot. And with the Queen of Cups in reverse, I feel like our emotions are kind of bubbling up inside us, and we're having a difficult time figuring out how to release these emotions that we're feeling, how to process these things that we're feeling. We're taking on a lot. We're responsible for our own actions, and we're also taking on the responsibility of things that aren't necessarily in our control. And yet we continue to try to force situations and force certain outcomes and take on more than what we can chew. And then in addition to that, we have here the 4 of Swords upright. There's a need to rest though. And it's funny because this is like an energy of someone who's taking on way too much, but there's also a need to step back and actually rest after a period of disillusionment, after a period of disappointment, after a period of seeing things for what they really are, and realizing that maybe you're doing way more than other people around you are doing, that whatever is impacting you, it feels as if it impacts you more than other people. And I'm getting a feeling here that emotional boundaries are something that you may be working on at the moment. Let's pull some clarification cards. What is this Death card in reverse? What is this Death card in reverse? I feel like a choice has to be made here. And I think because you haven't necessarily made a choice yet, there's a possibility that that's what's preventing this transformation, this ending and new beginning from taking place. Here we go. So the Death card in reverse is clarified by the King of Pentacles in reverse, the 3 of Swords upright, and the 9 of Cups in reverse. This could be regarding work for some. This is disappointment, feeling some sort of instability within the workplace or within your financial life. Maybe you're unhappy with the circumstances that you're facing in your workplace right now. And that's bringing about a feeling of like deception. There's a deceptive energy in your workplace. Like the people that you are working for or you are surrounded with in your workplace aren't necessarily the most trustworthy. And as a result, it's so hurtful to you. And it almost feels as if what was a space in which it brought you happiness in the past, it's no longer bringing you happiness the same way that it used to. And it's bringing about a lot of instability in your life. And you're in the middle of trying to figure out how to transform the situation. And that's why this death card is still in reverse. You're not ready to let go of your position at this place of employment just yet. But there is so much deception that's going on here with the Three of Swords upright. And there's like a hurt that's associated with all of this, which makes sense because the next card we have is the Queen of Cups. So let's clarify our messages for the Queen of Cups. Clarify the Queen of Cups for this week, please. September the 13th to the 19th, Queen of Cups. Oh yeah, so the Queen of Cups is clarified by the Eight of Wands in reverse, the Six of Cups in reverse, and the Three of Cups in reverse. There's a lack of support in this particular situation. Maybe your friends aren't there for you the way that they used to be. Your family members, your support systems in your workplace aren't there the way that they used to be. There's a lack of communication among colleagues, a lack of communication in general surrounding work and finance. And it's hard for you to imagine how things used to be like with the Six of Cups in reverse. It's like, you're tempted to think about how things once were, but you're so aware, you're like hyper aware of how it's not the safe, supportive place that your workplace used to be. And you're feeling really unsafe here, very lonely, very isolated, almost as if no one wants to communicate with the Eight of Wands in reverse about what's actually going on in this space. So you're reminiscent about the past, but you're having a hard time accepting that the past is in the past and your workplace is no longer what it once was. Your money isn't what it once was. It's a very scary time. I feel like a lot of people are at a crossroads right now and trying to figure out what the next steps are for them in a particular work and financial situation. It's like mourning the loss of the support that you once had. Right now, since there's a lack of communication, no one wants to talk about the elephant in the room. Can we clarify the Ten of Wands upright? Clarify the Ten of Wands upright for the week of September 13th to the 19th. Clarify the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is clarified by the Star upright, the Devil in reverse, and the Ten of Pentacles upright. The reason why you're working so hard and you're taking on so much and you're trying to figure out how to see this thing through to the end, no matter how challenging the road is ahead of you, no matter how hard it looks, you're so determined to tap into your inner strength and to stay positive about your situation. You could be dealing with an Aquarius with the Devil. You could be dealing with, you could be dealing with an Aquarius with the Star card, with the Devil, Capricorn, and with the Ten of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But you're willing to do whatever it takes to get to the other side. You just don't know what the other side looks like yet. And I think that's where the heartbreak, confusion, like there's just too much going on and it's unclear. But you really feel as if you just keep your nose to the grindstone, if you could just give it more effort, give it more of something, if you could just blank, then I feel as if you're hoping and praying this is all going to work itself out and you're still going to be able to have some sort of stability in your workplace and in your life in general, that your income won't be affected, that your safety won't be affected. But again, there's a lot of toxic energy that's underneath the surface here that is making it really difficult for you to continue holding on to this hope. Let's take a look at the Four of Swords. With the Devil in reverse as well, it's like, you know, don't be tempted to tap into unhealthy habits. Again, boundaries are important, but also knowing when enough is also important. And I think part of the toxic character trait you may be experiencing is overworking yourself and not knowing when enough is enough. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at the Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Clarify the Four of Swords. Okay, during this period of rest, you're taking a step back to reevaluate your situation, and it's clarified by the Ace of Swords upright, the Hanged Man in reverse, and the Two of Wands in reverse. You're not seeing this from a different perspective. I think you're only looking at this from one way, and I think you're overanalyzing one way, or you're overanalyzing your options in general, and it's leading you to spiral mentally out of control, and it's affecting your mental health. Because you're thinking of every pro and con list, every single option, what you can do, what you shouldn't do, what the consequences are going to be. It's like you're trying to be 10 steps ahead. So even though you're trying to rest and relax and give yourself an opportunity to catch up emotionally and physically, it's almost as if you can't. Like, this is a need for rest, but I'm feeling so restless inside. Like the collective energy is restless, even though a need for rest and peace is needed. It's just not here because you're spiraling through the pro and con list, through the possible outcomes, and you're stuck. You're stuck at it just feels like you're stuck at the crossroads now, and you're unable to see how this could be a blessing in disguise in some way. Whatever roadblocks you're facing could actually be beneficial for you in the long run. But your faith is being tested. Your patience is being tested. We're all being tested, and it's almost so hard for you to see what's going to happen next with the Two of Wands in reverse. Like, where am I going? What am I doing? What is the outcome going to be from making any choices at all? And I'm feeling so emotional. I feel like I'm gonna cry. But I feel like there's a fear in making a choice. There's a fear in the consequence of any choices that you happen to make. And I think the overthinking really is fear. It's not wanting to make a mistake. It's understanding that once you choose, even though you can choose again, there will be an impact to the choice that you make. And I really am feeling as if you are stuck at a crossroads, and a need to look at this from a different point of view is needed right now. All right, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles here. So there's a need to plant some seeds right now. If you're stuck between a rock and a hard place and you're trying to force an outcome and you don't know what the result will be from the choices you're making now, it's time to plant some seeds, because this is a blessing in disguise, and there could be a possibility for something new for you in your near future if you plant the seeds now. We are in shadow period, Mercury shadow period, which means we are in a confusing place right now, mentally, emotionally. Things just don't make sense, and that's to be expected. Lots of delays as well. Now would be a good time to reevaluate what you've chosen so far, where you may be headed, and to start planting some seeds for a new direction if that's what you so choose. All right, let's pull some advice from the Keepers of the Light Oracle. Keepers of the Light Oracle, can we get some advice for this week? September 13 to the 19th. One more shuffle. Cutting the deck into 3. The advice we have is Kuthumi, Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. Trust what you know. And that's why the Four of Swords energy is so important, to really take that step back and help put your mind at ease. Maybe it isn't about all the pros and the cons. Maybe it isn't about going through every single option. Maybe it isn't about the mental spiral that you're putting yourself through. Maybe it really is in tapping into your heart, into your higher self, into what you already know about your purpose and why this may be happening now. Let's pull from the Warrior of the Light. Again, the way that I do this is I just flip to a random page. Wherever my eyes land on, that's the page I read first, and then I read the second page after. I'm sitting on the floor, guys, so my legs are falling asleep. I haven't sat in this corner in a while, and I just figured might be nice to just kick it with you guys over here again. All right. The friends of the warrior of the light ask him where he draws his energy from. He says, from the hidden enemy. His friends ask who that is. The warrior responds, someone we can no longer hurt. It might be a boy who beat him in a childhood fight, the girlfriend who left him when he was 11, or the teacher who said that he was stupid. When he is tired, the warrior reminds himself that these enemies have still not seen his courage. He does not consider revenge because the hidden enemy is no longer part of his story. He thinks only of improving his skills so his deeds will be known throughout the world and reach the ears of those who have hurt him in the past. Yesterday's pain is the warrior of the light's strength. This is making me emotional. This whole reading for this week is making me so emotional, guys. All right, we're going to read the other page. A warrior of the light is not constantly repeating the same struggle, especially when there are neither advances nor retreats. If a battle is not progressing, he knows that he must sit down with the enemy and negotiate a truce. They have both practiced the art of the sword. Now they need to understand each other. This is a dignified gesture, not a cowardly one. It is a balance of forces and a change of strategy. Once the peace plans have been drawn up, the warriors return to their houses. They do not need to prove anything to anyone. They fought the good fight and kept the faith. Each one gave a little, thus learning the art of negotiation. If this does not speak to our current global times right now, I don't know what does. And that's this hanged man energy here. We need to flip this card around and see things from a different point of view. As a collective, all the parties that are in disagreement with each other right now, we need to turn this Eight of Wands in reverse and turn it all the way around and open up lines of communication so that we can find ways to coexist peacefully with one another, find ways to be more understanding, empathetic, and generous to each other, because it's okay that we all don't necessarily agree on things globally, but that is what's needed now. Peace is what's needed now. Understanding is what's needed now. And so I really hope this message resonated with you all. I know we are all going through our own mini struggles at the moment. My heart goes out to you all, the people who are struggling to figure out what to do next in your current situations regarding work, finances, life in general. I will be thinking of you guys this week as usual. If this message did resonate with you, I would appreciate a like, a share, and a subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.